Welcome to the Abundance Homestead channel. This is going to be sort of a talking head video. I'm taking a break because you wouldn't believe it given how bright it is, but it was just hailing like crazy. So I had to hide from the hail from my work, from the work that I was trying to get done here. So I decided to take a break and film this for you. I wanted to do just a quick introduction to what my hope for this channel is, what my dreams are, my intentions, and a little bit of background about the what and the why. So this out here, this is our land. And about a year ago, almost a year ago exactly actually, it was a literal dream come true. My husband and I were able to buy this land, and it has a little cabin on it. Not much of anything, but and totally off grid. There's no electricity for miles. There's no running water for I don't know how many miles, a lot of miles. Um, and the only, I suppose, grid that you could call that we have nearby is that we do have telephone and internet in the county road way that away. So our goal was that I would go ahead and fix up the cabin. I'd get the solar power going, the rainwater catchment, all of that, so that we could move our little young family. We had a young toddler at the time. She's 2.5 now. And move us in sometime last year before the cold came. But just as we were finishing up the paperwork to make everything final, we happily found out I was pregnant with our second child, and that threw a huge wrench in all of our plans. So I was able to do a little bit up until partway through the second trimester, and then I really couldn't do much more physical work. But that did give us the opportunity to really spend time with the land and do some deeper observation before coming and making too many changes. So that was actually, in addition to the wonderful blessing of having our son, it was a somewhat of a blessing in disguise. Although it did create some challenges in terms of we are still in town, still renting, and then paying on the land here as well. So, anyways, we are going to be and are in the process of planning and setting up our life here to become part of this land. Not living on the land, off the land, but as part of the land. And we want to make this channel to invite you on that journey with us. We've spent a lot of time sitting down together and talking about what our values are and what do we want from life. And how could we achieve that? And so that's why we wanted land. That's why we wanted to come out here. And actually here is about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from where I was born originally, so it's kind of a sweet homecoming. But we wanted to figure out how do we live a way that matches our values, and I'll do some videos on this in the future of what those are and how we made this decision and these decisions. So how do we do that? And how do we do that in a way that creates abundance? Because that's one of our major values, that we recognize that there is a tremendous amount of that this world we are facing some very grave problems. And a lot of that comes from the scarcity model that we're going, okay, we don't want to push the scarcity. We don't want to empower the scarcity model. We want to empower a system, create solutions that do create abundance and address these very grave issues that we are facing. So how do we create abundance for ourselves, for our family, for our needs and health, for us, but also for the ecosystem that will be providing that, and for the larger ecosystem, for our whole region and our neighbors and the community that we're part of, and then also the larger community, which is you, the YouTube, the person who is watching this video right now. I have gained so much and appreciated so much from people who have shared on blogs and podcasts and on YouTube and on all sorts of ways like that. I have learned so much from them and been so inspired. I feel like I have a lot to give back. And so this channel is a way for me to try to give back to the community, to try to inspire. So we're going to be sharing the process now because I feel recovered enough that I can get back into it. We had a very wet winter, which is extremely unusual for our environment. You may be able to see through the washed out glare a little bit that we are in a desert environment. And so it was very muddy and I was still recovering. But now spring is here, it's time to get going, and we will be building water systems. It'll be rainwater catchment and storage, the usage of that gray water, solar panels. In fact, I'm sitting right here in what will be the solar field. How to have a solar heated house that was not built for solar at all, and growing food in a dry, harsh environment, which hopefully these skills and these examples can be translated into other environments, into urban environments, into other desert environments. I would love to connect with other desert homesteaders, drylands homesteaders, and showing what we're doing, but also talking about the process. I am a huge nerd. I love the numbers. I will definitely be sharing the actual numbers with you guys. I'm also an agricultural ecologist, which is kind of what um, gives me some of the background to do some of this, although I think that anybody really can do this. I just love the nerdy side of it. So I'll be doing soil testing pretty soon. So I will show you the process of looking at what life I have in my different soils as we set up the food forest and we set up the annual garden. And so I'll show you, okay, well, we how do you set up the microscope and what are you looking for? Oh, here's the fungi and here's the bacteria, and how do I know what I need to create whatever system I'm going for? So that's the kind of stuff that I hope to be sharing on this channel. Right now, my intention, and I've been on YouTube for many years, for about a decade actually, on various channels, so I've got a good idea of how much work I'm talking about. So my intention at this point is that I'm going to work towards creating a weekly blog or vlog um, that goes over the different projects we're doing and share that with you. And hopefully, and maybe as time goes on, depending on interest, I might increase the frequency of that, but right now I'm going to build towards that weekly vlog. So I will hopefully be making some more videos for you soon, but I did just want to go ahead and get this little introduction out there because I know that there's a few of you who are subscribed to this channel already, and wanted to give you an idea of what's coming up. And if any of you are pointed in this direction from some of my other channels, you've got an idea of what this is. So I hope you are doing wonderful wherever you are. Do feel free, I do invite you to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications to see what we are doing in the future. And until next time, take care.